Who would finally like to know which is a better tool, the IM608 or the Maxisys Elite? Well, if this is you, if you're on the fence and you don't really know which one's going to be a better fit for your operation, this is probably going to be the most important presentation that you'll find on this topic, because I'm going to uncover the hardware level, on the software level, and I'm going to show you clear examples of what one tool can do on the same vehicle, and we're going to see what the other tool cannot do on the same vehicle. All right. For those of you who don't know, my name is Curt. I'm an Autel Diagnostic Consultant. I run a private firm that helps clients purchase the right tool, and then I do the mentorship for those clients who I sell to. All right. So if you want clarity, stay tuned. This is a really, really good presentation. All right. The Maxisys Elite and the IM608. Head up. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, I need to cover this. I'm sure you guys have this embedded, but just in case you stumbled across this thing, you need to know this. This is what I call the 3 levels of our diagnostic equipment. There's stage 1, which are basic code readers. They don't have any, great special functions. Stage 2 is where you need to start at minimum. Okay, this is your professional grade. They do in-depth diagnosing and coding. Okay, coding is when you put something on, you need to relearn it or calibrate it, that's coding. Stage 3 is what these tools are. All right. They do in-depth diagnosing, the coding, and they have a JBox. So any tool that has a JBox in our product line is a stage 3 tool. Got it? Good. All right. Now, let's go over the hardware comparison of the IM608. Now, I don't want to get too much into the techno babble because, you guys are technicians. And you want to fix cars, you don't really care about this stuff. So just to make it quick, it has an Android operating system. The processor it's good. The key thing on this one is the screen. It's a bit slightly bigger than the Elite. Okay, it's a 10.1-inch screen, and also the memory. It's a 64 gig. Okay, keep that in mind. It has a USB HDMI port. It's Wi-Fi. You don't need the cable to do your diagnostics. It works via Bluetooth, and it comes with the XP400, which is that key device you see there, and the J2534. All right. Some other hardware specifications are the camera. It has a camera if you need to take any pictures as evidentials to your clients that you found a part or problem with something. The battery is slightly bigger to support the bigger screen. Has an audio dual speaker microphone. It's not that great. It doesn't really work great in the shop environment, but you can kind of hear, if you're looking on a YouTube video to, get some repair information. And it has a 12-volt battery that can go up to 9 to 24 volt. All right, which is fascinating because the Elite actually only goes up to 12 volt. Okay, so now let's jump into the Maxisys Elite. Now, this has a 4.4 KitKat operating system. Is slightly better. You can't tell the difference. It's still an old operating system. It doesn't matter. However, the processor, it's still the best. All right. I don't care what anybody tells you. This is still, in terms of the overall hardware specifications, and the processor, it's the best tool. All right. If someone says the Im608 SP is better, they're lying to you. It just has more memory. More memory still doesn't give you the faster speed. And that's a whole nother debate. All right. It has a 9.7-inch screen, and it has an Ethernet connection and USB 3.0. So this is critical because the Ethernet connection is going to be used when you're doing the BMW programming. And with the USB 3.0, it's faster, memory speeds and stuff in terms of transferring that data. This, however, is a 32 gig. Now, the reason why it's 32 gig is because this came out 2017, okay? And over time, hardware gets obsolete. So as a standard, what Autel's doing with all their new product lines, they're just embedding their tools with more hardware memory on it, okay? But you'll see why. I still favor this tool, but it's hard to tell. I can't just say, hey, this is the best tool, because it really depends on your individual needs, and we only will find that out through a consultation. Now, This has two cameras. Okay, one in the front if you want to take selfies or whatever, one in the rear or whatever, and then we got the microphone, the battery. It's slightly smaller, and this one only does 12 volt. Okay, now let's jump into the software comparison. All right, this is going to be interesting. So, a lot of misconceptions is people think that this tool is just a key coding device. Okay, it's not. Just imagine they took the Maxisys Elite software and they put it in here, and it's exactly the same, exactly the same. So you can do your diagnostics. You can do your pre and post scans. You can do your there's ATIS features on there. There's VIN writing. There's calibration, steering calibrations, all types of stuff. Everything that the Elite could do, this tool can do in terms of its special functions and coding. Okay, so that misconception's out the door. It's same software, and you can see it right there. It says diagnostics. Now there's level 5 key coding. So on a scale of 1 to 5, this is locksmith level, guys. This is like you can do all keys lost scenarios if you buy and sell cars. You know how the cars come with no keys sometimes. You don't need to call a locksmith. You can do it yourself. Or if you're the locksmith, you have our tool, you can do it. You can get pin codes. You can get the mechanical key cut code. So if you have the machine to actually make the keys, you can press a button, get that information displayed on our tablet, and pop it in the machine. Then you can get your keys cut. Also, it has a J2534. This is groundbreaking because I represent a lot of locksmiths, and they're telling me that sometimes the client will call them with what they think is a key issue. But let's say they replaced a PCM module, and the client didn't realize that they actually have to program that module. All right, so that's where you can come in, program it for them, and then when you program these modules, the follow-up procedure is always relearning the key. So you can do all that with one tablet. All right, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Now, here's what the IM608 cannot do. It does not have the software to update it to the big ATIS calibration kit. So we have these ATIS calibration kits, and only our Maxisys tools, such as the Elite, can update that software to be compatible with it. This doesn't have that option. Okay. Now, keep in mind, you can still do some ATIS. You still have ATIS functionality. Like you can do some dynamic. Okay. If there's a static calibration, you would need to retrieve the targets, and we're not going to have that category in terms of the static strong on this software, even on the Elite, but you can do it. I have a lot of guys who even have our stage 2 tools. I told them that they don't need to buy that whole kit. They're doing well with just our stage 2 devices because of that ATIS software. The other thing is you cannot add any digital video scope cameras and the oscilloscope, the MP408. All right, so this is, as I said, it's more geared for the key coding aspect as well as the diagnostic software. But to get the full diagnostic, experience, this tool wouldn't be a good fit for you if you require those. All right, and then lastly, there is no BMW and Mercedes-Benz programming on here. Okay, you can do the coding, which I'm going to show you, but you can't do the programming where it goes to our servers and stuff. When this tool first came out, one of the things that I did was when I was trying to research and find out what it could do, the engineers told me that they didn't add on the programming on here because that would really increase the cost of the tool. Okay, and it would be great. I mean, this would be what I call the Jesus tool. If they could do everything, but Autel is a company and they gotta make money, so unfortunately, you got to buy certain tools to do certain things. All right. So keep this in mind, guys. All right. it cannot do the programming. I'm going to show you something that I got earlier today regarding that. Now let's go to the Elite software comparison. Now, same diagnostic capability, nothing better. If I came to your guys' workshop, you'll see the menus are exactly the same. All right. It has the ability to program from the tablet for BMW and Mercedes. Okay. You need a valid subscription to do that. Like the Autel subscription, not the BMW or Mercedes subscription, just the Autel. And then lastly, it has a J2534. And you can see here, you can add on the oscilloscope. There's a dedicated app that allows you to do that. There's a digital video scope add-on that will, there's a dedicated app that allows you to project those images on the screen. Okay. And then also, you can update the software once you purchase the kit, to do the ADIS calibrations. All right. So that's the Elite. Now, here's what the Elite cannot do. The key coding, it's a level 2 out of 5. So for the Asian and American vehicles, you will find key coding options. And you won't be able to do things like, for example, all keys lost scenarios. There's certain vehicles, maybe some of the Asians, maybe Honda, you might be able to do stuff like that, but that's not a strong feature. Getting pin codes, some manufacturers you'll be able to do that. I know Ford does that quite well, and I think Chrysler, I don't know if we updated our software. Chrysler, you still would require to get the pin code from the dealer, if I'm remember correctly. Once you get the pin code, you can pop it in and you can code the key. But that's the type of level of key coding. Now, most of you guys, I don't know if you have a snap on this stuff, but like in terms of overall key coding capability, this is quite strong. Especially if you're, from the US and you just work on, Asian and American vehicles, you can do a lot of key coding with this tool, So I don't want you to get that misconception. Now, one thing you cannot do is do stuff like you can't extract the mechanical key cut code. So the mechanical key cut code is, as I said, it's that code that the locksmiths will use to put into their key cutting machine, and then with that data, it'll, form the key. This can't do stuff like that. There's no wiring diagram showing you how to connect, to do like bench programming on it for a key coding procedure. And like it's limited. It's not as detailed as the IM608. And then there's no key coding for European vehicles. All right, none whatsoever. The only thing you can probably do is maybe get pin codes on like VW and stuff like that. But in terms of like coding a key, if you have a BMW, you cannot use the Maxisys to code a key. Got it? Good. Okay, cool. We can move on. Now, let's go and cover the limitations of each tool. All right. And what we're going to use in this first case study is the IM608 and the Elite on a Mercedes-Benz. And I just want to show you, this is a real life case study with one of my clients. He wanted to program an engine control module. And what happened was he has both tools. So first, he said, Curt, I'm using the IM608 and I need to program it. So we went to this menu and I said, look, man, if you want to program something, the 608 doesn't have that option. And he was like, really? I said, yeah. I said, watch, go ahead and get your Maxisys. And then he got the other tool and you can clearly see it says software calibration, SE encoding. Now, this option isn't on the IM608. All right. And you can see here, it clearly is on the other tool. It goes onto our servers and you can program it. Okay. So the IM608 does not have BMW and Benz programming. I did this probably about 2 weeks ago from this date. All right. So yeah, it's not on there, you guys. All right. Now let's look at the J2534. The Elite comes with that, and right here I'm doing the client a VIN writing procedure, and I think we're programming, I think it was a Yeah, an engine control module. And yeah, this is what you use to program 98% of the rest of the vehicles. Ford, GM, Toyota, Honda. This is how you're going to program it. All right. Now, this is just a key point to remember. The key coding on the Maxisys Elite is a 2.5 out of 5. It has the BMW and Mercedes programming, and it has a 2-year free update. Now, that's kind of critical, you guys, because these updates are expensive. All right, they're bloody expensive. So even though the price is high, your cost will be reduced if you go with this option. All right, so that's something to think about. That's a huge benefit, because trust me, guys, 1 year goes by really fast, and if you're out of warranty and there's a software issue, you know, the only way to fix some of these issues is to buy another update, and this will keep you, you know, safe for a couple years. All right. So those are the key points. Now let's look at the software limitations of the Maxisys Elite. So on the right, on the IM608, you see there's wiring diagrams that will show you how to, you know, do your bench programming on, you know, with the IM608. And the Elite has none of this type of stuff in terms of the key coding aspect. Okay, this is strictly key coding. I'm not talking about like, you know, wiring diagrams for the vehicle software. This is showing the locksmith to get that information from that EEPROM, what they need to do. All right, and yeah, you won't get this stuff. Especially, this is a Mercedes on the IM608. You can't do that type of stuff. So that's just an example of what I'm talking about. You see how detailed this is on the right. All right. Now, a lot of people ask me, Curt, does the IM608 come with a J2534? Yes, it does. This is a real life case study of me helping a client writing a VIN number on a PCM module. All right, and you can see right there we're using it. Okay, so it does have a J2534, which is great. Now, key points to remember: the key coding is locksmith level. Has the same diagnostic software for don't get freaked out. If you're not a locksmith, you guys, you can still use this tool. Okay, like, and then when a key coding event comes around, you'll be able to program it yourself. Okay, and this one has a 1-year free update. Okay, don't worry about the screen, guys. It's just my computer rendering. There's nothing wrong with the tablet. So that's basically it. All right, now. Here are the prices. The IM608 is $3,800 USD, and the Maxisys Elite is $3,600 USD. Now, this is what I can tell you. If key coding is a big pain point, and you still want the diagnostics, and you don't really need to do BMW and Mercedes programming, if that's not something that's beneficial to you, the IM608 might be a better fit. I consulted a client today, and he initially wanted our stage 3 tools. And then I was telling him how, like, look, the key coding is limited. And once I found out what cars he's working on, and once I asked him, you know, how many times are you key coding? And he told me, I said, well, you can keep that work operation by having the 608. You can get the results with the diagnostic software, and you have more key coding. So for some clients, that's a whole nother world to them. Okay, now other clients, if key coding isn't something you really get, all right, you might benefit from the Maxisys Elite because of the 2-year free update and the strong diagnostic capability. So as I said, you can do your ADAS calibrations. You can use this to update that software to do the ADAS calibrations, and then you have the other accessories that will help you do your diagnosing, the MP408. Okay, so that's what. Now I have to give you a disclaimer. All right, I had a video that I promoted maybe a couple months ago on the IM608. One of my subscribers got inspired, and he purchased, you know, on Amazon or locally, and then he called me thinking that I can help him. And I told him, I said, look, man, I'd made it clear on the beginning and the end that, you know, I'm not able to help people who don't buy from me. So I'm letting you guys know, All right. You can go on Amazon and buy. I can't help you. The rule is whoever you buy from is responsible for you. And there's a reason why I don't sell my product on Amazon, or I don't leave a link in my description, because I know what problems you're going to have, and it's not worth it. Okay. It's not worth it. And here's why. So what I did was, during my, 11 years now? Shoot, I'm getting old. This is the stages of problems you're going to have, and I have solutions for them. What I've encountered is when you buy from some vendors, I can't, I'm not telling everybody that they're like this. You have to pick just one of these options, and that's how much they're going to be able to assist you. Okay? They don't cover all these things. They're built to sell and not to serve. All right? And that's the problem that I'm solving. Now, the first stage is where a lot of people get screwed over on. A lot of people. Because since they're too busy selling, they're not going to take the time to actually consult you and ask you the right questions to make sure that the tool is capable to do whatever you want it to do on that particular vehicle. And, it's all about money, you guys. Here's why. Let me show you something. When I was making this presentation, I got this email. A client went to my website, made a booking, and he gave me a list of all the vehicles that he wanted me to check. And while he did this, he said, Curt, a technician told me that the IM608 can program a BMW and a Benz from the tablet. Now, I don't just know if he made it up to convince me to buy the tool from them, but, it's fine. Could you just do some research and let me know the result? And I was just like, oh my gosh, and I'm making this video. So this got me boiled because there's so many non-members that call me who are getting the wrong information. And I don't care how good of a client you are, or not client, but your expertise level. If you get the wrong information, you're going to get garbage in, garbage out. Let me give you a clear example. Let's just say that you were misconsulted and you were thinking about purchasing the IM608 and you got the wrong information, right? Like the guy said you can do the BMW Mercedes programming, and you can do the key coding on this vehicle. Let's say the vehicle, it's a M-Class Mercedes-Benz 2014. So you get the tool, you fix up your car, and you're ready to program it and do the key coding, but there's no BMW or Mercedes programming. All right. So then, let's say you outsource it and then you come back. All right, I'm going to use my IM608 now to program it. Guys, for this vehicle, you can't do programming. You can't do any key coding. All right. I checked this. I had this validated with my engineer. Okay. The reason why I know this was this vehicle was actually from a previous client who hired me, and he gave me a list of vehicle manufacturers that were specifically Mercedes, and this one, as of right now, was not supported on our scan tool. So you're gonna feel like, you got the chair pulled from under you. You spend all this money on the car, that would just leave such a bad taste. Okay? So what I encourage people to do, so you won't have this happen to you, is to, when you book a consultation, you can give me 4 VIN numbers, and I will get this validated with the engineer who specializes on these vehicles. Okay? And what the engineer says is like the law. It's on there. There's no guessing. And this is great because once you're a client, I can continue to do this. You won't be going to people's vehicle looking like an idiot. You know what I mean? No one wants that to happen. Your time is precious. You don't want to have that experience with the client. So this is really, really good. I mean, you can see that. Now, what I always tell people is when you ask certain guy, they got a guy named Stevie, and this is Stevie Wonder, and then they're going to tell you oh yeah, I'll see what I can do. You know what I mean? They're not going to go all this way to get all this information. They're going to say, yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll call the engineer or whatever. All right. Everybody has a Stevie. Okay, that's not right, guys. This is what I say. Free advice is usually worth exactly what you pay for it. All right, simple enough. Just like if you have like Identifix, you can use Google, but look how much time you're wasting trying to get all that free content. If you go straight to the source and pay premium, you get the direct answer from the source. Okay, it's a mindset, guys. It's a mindset. Now, I'm just going to show you how I react to hardware situations, because you're going to have this. You're going to have this, all right? This happened to one of my clients. He bought the IM608 from me, and we're programming a key for a VW here. All right, and what happened was we're going through the process. Everything's fine. You can see here we got the pin code, got the CS code. Everything's going good. But right here on step 3, where it says modify programmer to make, or no, modify vehicle instrument IMO data, we put the key into the XP400, and then it's not completing. All right, we'll try to unlock it. It doesn't work. You can see it's not working. It failed. So then I'm like, dude, this is weird because I've done this before. So what I did was I actually did a data lodging. I had my engineer look at the diagnostic session, and they can actually see the health of what's going on. So she told me, Curt, do these tests, and then we can validate if there is a hardware failure. So one of the tests was to see if we can update that XP400. And that's what we did. Well, actually, we tried it, but it didn't work. I even tried to install it on his computer. It didn't work. So you know what I did? Okay. I got him a new tool. Look at this. July 18th. All right. He told me, Curt, let me know when you can get this shipped. When a client doesn't have their tool, that's, for me, that's like if you're in battle without a weapon. All right. It feels the same way. All right. So I was on it, man. Look he got the tool on the 19th. All right. I had this thing in motion. No like paperwork. You know what I mean? Like just get the result. That's what I'm about. All right. There's a video now on YouTube where a guy had the similar problem. Took him about a month to get his tool. All right. And what you guys don't know is when Autel has a new tool to hit the demand, there's going to be some units that haven't, really passed the quality control department. All right. Even with the software always, it's not going to be great in the beginning. So if you know this, if you're okay with this, like I know some of you guys have the tool already, that's fine. Maybe you didn't know, but like if you're on the verge of trying to, get a better deal, if you're okay of having these issues, then, go for Amazon. Like it's perfectly fine. There's a market for people like that. They have more time to, fix these problems themselves. Okay. And then lastly, I want to show you guys, a J2534 case study. Now here we're programming I think we're programming another PCM, and the client, we had several sessions and stuff. I got the software installed, but he wanted to do things himself. Now you can't really see it here, but right here at the bottom here, it says this. This is so frustrating. When I had this happen to me my first time, I spent ages trying to fix it, okay? But since he has a consultant to mentor him through that process, I can rectify this quickly, okay? So what I'm trying to pinpoint is, guys, you guys don't have time to be wasting on technical stuff like this. That's what I do, all right? So if we work together, you can help your client learn the skills, and with me and my background with the software, that's a perfect match, okay? So I just want to make that clear to you guys. For those of you who are going to buy online, that's the road that you're going to have. And if you're okay with that, by all means do it. But for other people who want to start off on the right track, go to auteltech.co, book your consultation. I'm going to share with you tools for the IM608 that you don't know about. There's other accessories coming. And I'm also going to share with you the strategy. This tool might be overkill for you. There's other options that could probably be more suitable. Okay, maybe you already have a diagnostic tool and you're looking for key coding. There's other options. Okay, once you receive your machine, you're going to get long-term results with me. That's what I care about, guys. Long-term results. I like to help people grow, make that transition, start their business, help their clients. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you got clarity. I really enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.